Hey guys, welcome back to another Trade It video. Today we're going to be discussing resolutions, stretched resolutions and black bars, what they mean and how to get them. So starting off with native resolution, that is the default resolution of your monitor and it will typically be 1920 by 1080p. Now that resolution is at an aspect ratio of 16 by 9. So for every 16 pixels horizontally, you have 9 pixels vertically. You can also commonly see people playing with aspect ratios of 4:3 and 16:10, which means you have a different ratio of horizontal to vertical pixels. Now, if you have a good PC, I'd generally recommend playing with your native resolution, i.e. the default resolution of your monitor, as it gives you the best balance between maximizing your FPS and quality. But if you do want to choose a lower resolution for more FPS or play around with stretched resolutions and so on, we'll show you how to do that now. Okay, so on your desktop, you can just right click and select the NVIDIA control panel, and that will pull up this window. Now we'll head to adjust desktop size and position, and here you can select the scaling mode. Now, if you want a stretched aspect ratio or resolution, you should select the full screen scaling method, as this will stretch the selected aspect ratio across your entire screen. If you want to play with black bars, then just pick the aspect ratio. Now, while we're here, I'll also say I recommend generally to perform scaling on display, as it has a lower input latency or a lower lag. But there are some situations where you'll want to use the GPU, so you can play with this if you want. GPU's generally a little bit more smooth, but again, I think for a game like CS where reaction times matter, display is generally best. And we also want to tick override the scaling mode set by games and programs. So we'll show you how to do the stretch resolution first. So we'll click full screen, make sure it's display, and make sure that is ticked. Click apply. And then we will select yes, that we want to apply these changes. Now for NVIDIA, you'll have to select that yes button every single time. It can be a bit tedious, but you just have to do it. If you have an AMD graphics card, you can head towards the Radeon softwares and edit things in that way. You can head to the display tab on AMD and set your scaling mode to full panel or aspect ratio there. Or you can head to the Trade It blog, which is linked below, and that will have more details for everything. Okay, so now that we've set our scaling mode, let's head to the game and see how that actually affects things. Once we open the game, head to the settings menu up here in the top left, make sure you're on video, and then we'll select an aspect ratio of, let's just pick 4:3, and then we'll just pick a random resolution. I know this one's used by a lot of pros. Make sure you're in the highest refresh rate and then click apply. Now, when I do this, it's not going to show correctly on the recording, but I promise you at home, if you follow the steps correctly, it should fill out the entire display. So we'll just click apply, and there you go. For me, this is going to be a stretched resolution. I think on the recording, it won't show up quite perfectly, but like I said, play around with it. As long as you've followed the steps correctly, it should be stretched. And likewise, if you clicked on full screen in the control panel, then you'll have black bars like you're seeing now. But that's going to be it for today. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel for stuff about resolution and how to get the most FPS from your game. Check out the Trade It blog for even more information. And I'll see you in the next one.